1.6, Day 3, College Algebra. Skills needed are solving using an LCD in rational equations, substituting a new value to easily factor, then plugging it back in, and solving equations with radicals. All right, so this is an example of an LCD situation where we need to find the LCD. The LCD in this equation is simply x squared. So I need to rewrite this using that. So now I have x squared over x squared, because 1 times that, minus 2x over x squared equals 35 over x squared. Since I have all of those the same, I can get rid of those. And now I have x squared minus 2x is equal to 35. Let's get it solved for 0. X squared minus 2x minus 35 equals 0. This is easily factorable. Again, you're looking at a trinomial. Factor it when easy. X minus 7, x plus 5 equals 0. And so then you're just solving for that. So you have x is equal to 7, x is equal to negative 5, and that would be your answers. You do the check, of course. You go back up and you look. If you plug in an x for 7 or 7 for x, is it going to do any problems up there? Nope, it's fine. And if you plug in a negative 5 for x, is there going to be any issues up there? No. So then, yes, this indeed are 2 answers for that problem. All right, now this is a little different, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this an easier problem. So I'm going to say let u equal x over x minus 3. Because notice, it's exactly the same. Because if I can make it look more like a trinomial, I want to do that. So when I do that, then I end up with 6u squared plus 7u minus 3 is equal to 0. So then now we just do our box and diamond factoring. And when we do that, we get 3u minus 1 and 2u plus 3 equals 0. So now we take each of these and set them equal to 0. So 3u minus 1 equals 0. 3u equals 1. U equals 1/3. 2u plus 3 equals 0. 2u equals negative 3. U equals negative 3 over 2. So then the kicker is we have to, this is what u is, but now we've got to put things back in. So I am going to replace here. So I know u equals x over x minus 3. So if u equals 1/3, that is the same thing as x over x minus 3. So I am going to now cross multiply. And I get 3x is equal to x minus 3. And then keep solving. 2x is equal to negative 3. X is equal to negative 3 over 2. Now I've got to do the same thing for the other one. So here is my negative 3 over 2 is equal to x over x minus 3. And here we've got negative 3 times x minus 3 is equal to 2 times x. Negative 3x plus 9 is equal to 2x. 9 then is equal to 5x. X is equal to 5 over 9. So again, I had to convert it over because I rearranged and I found out what u was, but then I had to find out what x was for my final answers. So those are my final 2 answers. All right, joy is. Now let's get ready for a much easier problem. So when you see problems like this is all you're going to do. We're going to square both sides, because that's how I get rid of a square root. So when I do that, on the left side, I am left with 5x. On now, 30 squared is 900. And when I divide both sides by 5, I get 180. And you want to check it. So if you plug in 180 back into the original problem, 5 times 180 equals 900. Square root of 900 equals 30. All right, so again, no worries here, no stress. First thing I need to do is subtract 3 from both sides. And this is a cube root. 5x minus 2 is equal to negative 3. So then now I'm going to take this and cube it so that this now goes away to 5x minus 2. Negative 3 cubed is negative 27. And then now you're just doing what we do. Add 2, add 2. 5x equals negative 25. Divide by 5 now. X equals negative 5. Plug it back in to check. So you plug back into the equation. And you get, yes, it is true. It comes out completely true. All right, so now we just have an extra variable involved. But I'm going to move this to this side so that my square root only is a square root. That's the reason why I'm moving it. I'm still going to do my next process exactly the same of squaring both sides. I just have to remember that I'm squaring a polynomial, not a single term. So when I square this side over here, the negative squared becomes a positive. So you're left with negative 3x plus 10 is equal to, this is x squared minus 8x plus 16. And now you are going to put everything together. So we'll be left with a 0 over here, x squared minus 5x, because I'm adding 3x, and then plus 6, which that factors really, really nicely to x minus 2, x minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 2, x equals 3. And then, yes, if you go through and check this, you're going to get that to be true. So these are the answers. All right, so now this problem, the only difference is that you have more than one root. So I'm going to keep this. I got to separate them. I can't have them on the same side. And then I'm going to move the square root of x over here. Next step is still the same. So here I have my x minus 24. Over here I have 4 minus 4 square root of x plus square root of x squared, which is x. So again, if you need to do a box on that of doing 2 minus square root of x, 2 minus square root of x, you can see where I got those terms. So then now I'm going to move everything to the left that doesn't have a square root in it. So I'm going to subtract 4, and I'm going to subtract x. And when I do that, I get something pretty here, which is negative 28 is equal to negative 4 square root of x. Well, I can divide both sides by negative 4 at this point, and I get 7 equals square root of x. Now, I'm going to square both sides, and when I do that, I get x equals 49. All right, here's the importance of why we check it. So I said x equals 49. So where I see an x, I'm going to plug it back in the equation. So when I do that, I get 7 here. This is square root of 25. This would be 7 plus 5 equals 2. Well, that's 12 equals 2. Not true, right? 12 does not equal 2. So this is what is called extraneous, which means no solution. So it is not, because 49 is not a real solution for this problem. No real solution.